It's very unlike you to be this emotional, Loki.
Yeah. It's just.
I know. No need to apologize. If anyone should feel guilty, it's me. But I find comfort in the thought that I did what I had to do to save my brother's soul. The person he was, when this photo was taken, that's how I'm always going to remember him, not as the wraith he eventually turned into.
Jophiel would agree. Our world is in a bad enough state as it is, even without demons.
Speaking of Jophiel, we still have work to do. Let's get to it. What the fuck? How did you do that?
Do what?
Well, this. I didn't bribe the rocks to fall on everything but us.
I just asked the spirits of Sulani for help.
They obviously heard you. And you were worried that the sea hag might not deem you worthy. She would have to be a fucking idiot not to see the deep connection you have with the spirits of the island.
Yeah. But now we still need to get out of here somehow.
That doesn't look so good. And if I use my magic again, who knows what will?
What's wrong?
Nothing. I'm just a little tired.
Wilbica.
Stay back. We're trying to sort things out here, but we need more time. Your king has spoken. You don't understand a word I'm saying, do you? Oh well, just don't attack and I won't have to hurt you, okay?
Not a chance. The stone wall is so tight that not even a bat can squeeze through.
Can't you just teleport, like you teleported out of City Hall after misleading the witch hunters with that hostage situation?
That was done via Nitalite and Elise's wormhole generator, just like when we traveled back in time. I could teleport even without such aids, but only to places I can see, and only alone. It wouldn't be much help in getting Wilbica out of there.
Then blow that damn wall out of the way.
And risk the entire mountain coming down? Not exactly the most promising option if you want her alive.
Quiet. So she's trapped. Why did you bring her here and endanger her like that in the first place?
Your sister came along to help me and Nuriel of her own accord, and I'm not her legal guardian, so who am I to say no?
But you still knew what you were getting yourself into. She didn't.
Collapsing a cave and getting trapped in it wasn't part of the plan either way.
Shut up. Damn. Stay here and see if you can do anything about the wall. I'll be right back.
Hi there?
Remember the scene where she pretended to dictate the name of her employer to a torturer, then told him to read it backwards, and it said, "Bite me"? That was one of her most badass moments in the entire show if you ask me, and it was in the very first episode.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage to stand your ground like that under torture, or a great deal of world weariness, but you probably need a bit of both to make it as a spy.
What are some of your favorite scenes?
Oh dear, there are so many, I don't even know where to begin.
Could I use your bathroom while you think about it?
Sure, it's the door right there. Let's see. More badass scenes, there has to be something.
You've seen all 5 seasons of that spy show and don't remember at least one off the top of your head?
I've never seen a single episode of it.
But you've been talking about it all evening.
Shannon has been talking, and I didn't want to interrupt her.
Okay. I don't want to be a party pooper, not any more than usual at least, but are you sure you wish to be friends with that cultist?
She believes in something. What's so terrible about that? It's not so different from you praying to the 13 witches.
I'm not praying to them, just talking to them in meditation and hoping for answers.
Same thing.
Well, the difference is that the 13 witches actually existed at some point, with actual supernatural powers. In fact, they're still around when you consider that they split off fragments of their souls to combine them in the Ageless Sage.
But you hate the ageless sage, which means that in a way, you hate the 13 witches, but still follow their lead. So how are you seriously going to argue that your belief is any less nonsensical than that of the apostles?
Excuse me? Have you forgotten that the witches talk to you in your dreams too? I don't think Shannon's unholy oracle does the same to her.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Those weren't the 13 witches, which proves just how easy it is to start a cult by appearing in someone's dream.
I only just noticed it's not raining anymore. I guess I can go home now.
Or you could stay a little longer, so we can chat more about that spy show we both enjoy.
I can't. Come on bitch, let's go for a walk while the cake is in the oven.
I see I'm being used as an excuse again. That shit is really getting old.
There is another way inside that cave, but I can't come with you. I've been pushing my luck with the lizard people for too long already. Look for a hot spring on the volcano, next to an abandoned hut. Unless it was destroyed by the earthquake, there should be an underwater passage connecting the hot spring to a lake in the cave.
That doesn't really solve our problem though, does it? As vampires we don't necessarily need to breathe, so we won't have any trouble getting through the entire underwater passage, but I doubt that we can get Wilbica out this way.
First things first. I just want to make sure she's okay. We'll think of something once we're there.
Hey. How are you feeling?
Like I got hit by a truck. What happened?
You were poisoned by the behemoth when it attacked you earlier. The venom isn't deadly, but it can knock you out for quite a while. That's how they catch prey faster than them. I fed you some of these herbs to help counteract its effects.
From the look of things, we're not leaving this place anytime soon anyway.
Shit! They're still alive.
Do you think you can ask the spirits for help again?
It's bedtime. You're very tired. Go to sleep and don't wake up until I call you. Your king has spoken.
Your king has spoken? So this is how you've been spending your birthday. I can't wait to hear the story behind your ascent to royalty.
Later. First we have to get you out of here somehow.
Is that the voice of SetsunaMaiou? Perfect. Now we can call the Sea Hug and ask her to help us out.
After we just caused an earthquake in her territory? I don't think she'll appreciate the idea. Besides, we can only call her on top of Mount Magma.
No problem. The passage Tiamo and I just came through leads right there. How long can you hold your breath, Nuriel?
Anything under 10 minutes should be fine. A perk that comes with mermaid genes, even if my powers aren't fully developed.
Then go, both of you. I'll stay with Willy.
No offense, but your new look kind of freaks me out. I'm not used to seeing you in anything that isn't black, leather, or both.
Comes with being the king of the lizard people, or whatever term they would use to describe me.
Not exactly what you came here for though, is it? Did you get to taste some mermaid blood yet?
More than that actually. You're going to like my new sexy merman lover. He's very naughty, in every possible way. He showed me that in the waterfall and in that beached shipwreck.
Too much information. Does this sexy merman have a name too?
Everybody has a name, so, yeah, probably.
Are you telling me you fucked him twice and still don't know his name?
It never came up in conversation, not that we talked a lot to begin with. Why are you so surprised? He's not the first person I slept with whose name I don't remember or never even knew.
But you don't usually do it with the same person twice in a row. By your standards, that's almost a relationship.
Don't say the R word.
Say bitch, do you think Grande is looking for a relationship?
I'm no expert on human mating strategies, and not everybody makes it as obvious as your son, but I haven't noticed any signs of Grande being attracted to you. Think about it, you're old enough to be his mother.
But then, why her of all people? She's so weird. If it's the tentacles he's into, I wonder why he never noticed that about SetsunaMaiou.
Yes, I knew you were talking about the alien cultist, but my thought experiment was so much more entertaining. Besides, the only time Grande and SetsunaMaiou ever met, she was looking for Tiamo to arrest him for standing her up on a date. The first impression that must have left was so infamous that even I know about it, even though I wasn't in the scene.
I'm sick of your excuses, dumbass.
What's going on over there?
You'll get your money, as promised. I just don't have it yet. You see, even most tourists come here for the beach, not my lounge, especially since I've been without my most popular cocktail for weeks now.
More excuses.
I delivered the goods days ago. Now pay up, or I'll get very angry.
Good evening, little daredevil. Having trouble with the Yakuza?
What? No. Mr. Shimizu owns a spa in Lani St. Taz.
Well, that didn't look like he was offering you a massage. What are those goods you're paying him for, or not paying him for, in this case?
Oh well. Remember what I said about my most popular cocktail, Angel's Grace, and how I don't always have the rare ingredients to make it? Among those ingredients are the petals of the so-called death flower. They grow in abundance on Mount Komaribi, where Mr. Shimizu lives whenever he's not visiting one of his spas around the world, but here on the islands of Sulani, they are kind of illegal.
Kind of? Yet the cocktail is still popular? Does the public not know what you put in there?
The petals alone are not the problem. Think of it like a bomb. Purchasing and possessing the individual parts isn't against the law, but put them together and you might just get the police knocking on your door.
I see. So you can't grow those flowers yourself, but the not Yakuza dude sitting on their bed provides them underhandedly for a little fee that you can't pay. Still sounds like a drug deal gone wrong.
He wants a fortune for a single death flower these days. At some point, I'll have to raise the price for Angel's Grace significantly just to cover the expenses. But it's the only thing that keeps the Sandy siren going at the moment.
That spa is in Lani St. Tass, you say? Maybe I could talk to the owner and convince him to lower his prices so you don't have to raise yours. I have some experience with his kind.
You'd do that for me. That would be lovely. What can I offer you in return?
Nothing. I'm doing it out of the kindness of my heart for a friend in need.
In other words, she wants those death flowers for herself to study their magical properties and possibly use them in her own cocktails called potions.
And you owe me a favor.
Here we go.
Thank you so much. The spa is called Rapture, not far from the Apostles' Cathedral. It's hard to miss.
I'll have a look tomorrow. Now go back to your lounge and serve the legal drinks while I take care of the illegal ones.
Thanks again. Sol.
Did you hear that, bitch?
No, I'm deaf.
Mysterious death flowers on Mount Komaribi. If they're magical, perhaps that was the reason the ageless sage went there with Loki last month. Explains why he didn't share his findings with the magic community. I smell a lucrative business waiting to happen.
And a prison sentence if this goes south.
Are you ready?
I'm nervous.
Do you want me to do it?
No. I came all the way here. Despite how stupid this tradition is, I survived the behemoth and a collapsing cave. I am not going to back down now. Sea Hag, I call you on the night of a new moon.
You have summoned me.
Is that... Wow. I had no idea she looked like that.
Joe Fiel. Long time no see.
So you say. But I never forget your face, and I can't remember ever seeing yours before. Who are you?
My name is Loki. You will know me. In another world, another time.
Let's save the small talk for later, okay? I have a very urgent request.
I know. You are Nuriel Lemba, daughter of Remiel and Elaine, a mermaid whose elemental powers never manifested.
True, but...
And you have come to me for help.
First I need your help with something else though. My friend is trapped in a cave in the valley.
The cave that collapsed due to her own untamed magic.
Well, yeah, but she didn't do it on purpose. The behemoths were attacking and...
You have disturbed the peace that you were supposed to preserve. As a resident of Sulani since birth, you should have grown up knowing that living in harmony with the spirits of the island is your highest law. Just like your mother should have known back when she summoned me that I am not a wish-fulfilling fairy godmother. Your father wasn't born with elemental powers either. What makes you think that you of all people are deserving of them?
I don't know. Guess there isn't anything.
Then again, that is not the only reason you approached me. The main reason you came all this way, yes, but the first thing you asked of me was to help your friend in need. This display of selflessness that is in line with the fundamental values of the island spirits, as well as their willingness to come to your aid when the cave was collapsing around you, leads me to conclude that the teachings of Sulani might not be lost on you after all.
What does that mean?
As of tonight, I deem you, Muriel Ember, worthy of joining the ranks of the future island spirits. You shall gain control of your elemental powers the next time you touch the ocean water.
Thank you so much. But what about my friend? Can you help her too?
My intervention isn't necessary. You have summoned the island spirits before. Do it again, now that you're a full-fledged mermaid, and you'll be able to help her yourself. And return the voice of Sulani while you're at it, so others can find it in the future. Hurry up.
Thank you, Sea Hag.
And now, I'd like to ask something of you two. For old time's sake. Well, future old times.
Is there a reason you speak to me through your familiar?
Yes. It's the very reason I'm here.
So let me get this straight. There was this prophet or whatever on one of the islands hundreds of years ago called the Divine Oracle, and they're still praying to them today.
I swear I'm not making this up. You're the writer in this family, you tell me whether or not that story would make for a best-selling novel.
Sulani seems to be full of such stories. I'm still trying to figure out what's up with these lizard people. They look like crossbreeds between humans and dinosaurs, and it kind of freaks me out. Not even I would tap that.
But you're their king now. If there's anyone who can easily learn more about their history, it's you. Or ask your new merman boyfriend.
He told me I could easily start a cult, and that it's happened before. What if he was referring to the followers of the Divine Oracle? Let's say someone special, a witch or a vampire perhaps, came along and introduced themselves as a superior being, with magic powers to prove their claim. And I can already think of one person who would have been up to something like that in the distant past. What did you say was the name of the place where that happened?
Lani, Saint Taz. You mean, Charmaine?
I wouldn't put it past her. She was the original blind witch after all. Who says that's the only fairy tale she inspired?
That's the second earthquake not caused by me within 10 minutes. What are the others doing out there?
Hello. I figured you'd get bored sitting around in this cave all night, so I took the liberty to remove some of the rocks.
Nuriel, your eyes. Does that mean?
I'm a real mermaid now, and a future island spirit. Imagine that.
Great. Guess it's time to say goodbye to my new kingdom then.
Time to say goodbye.
Are you sure you don't want to stay overnight? This holiday home is bigger than it looks, and I just made dinner.
Grande, that is Tiamo's birthday cake, if he ever comes back. And I don't know if they taught you to count at your school, but we're already 5 people plus a dog, sharing 3 beds and 2 couches.
An arrangement you approved of because 2 of us are vampires who don't necessarily need sleep or eat cake, and you correctly predicted that your son wasn't going to spend his nights here anyway.
No, Corwin, that's very kind of you, but I should really go home. Thanks for this lovely evening. Perhaps we could do this again sometime soon.
Corwin, huh?
Shut up.
How rude. Remember who you're talking to. Does that mean you'd rather go on another date with her than help me raid the local spa for illegal flowers?
What are you talking about?
So what now? Do you want me to shut up or talk? Anyway, it will all make sense soon.
Yeah. Would you mind?
Is this really necessary? Can't I at least keep mine?
Sorry. Basic rule of creation magic. What came from nothing must return to nothing. We wouldn't want to risk a crack in the fabric of reality, would we?
So the sea hag gave you your voice back, just like that?
Technically it's the voice of my familiar. You may have noticed that it's no longer floating around, but I'll spare you the details. The sea hag was rather cooperative after I reminded her of a certain deal we made in the past. Well, actually the future. You know how it is.
Seems to me that she's more than just your friendly neighborhood witch. Is she like the goddess of Sulani or something?
It's complicated. But she's a higher power indeed, unlike some other people in this island chain who like to present themselves as such.
Hey, I didn't tell the behemoth to bow to me. They just did.
I wasn't referring to you, but if the shoe fits.
You're just jealous because no one ever bows to you.
That has to be it. You've figured me out.
Dear you are. Wherever you spent the day, please tell me you had fun at least, while I was stuck here watching this new reality telenovela called La Grande Storia d'Amore.
Very funny. If this illegal flower business doesn't work out, you can still become a stand-up comedian.
I didn't see it with my own eyes, but Tiamo fell in love too. Can you believe it?
No one here believes your fake news. But congratulations on your conquest, Grande. If you feel a little rusty and could use some modern dating advice, I'm here for you.
Oh dear.
Great, everybody is happily reunited. Can we have cake now?
Happy birthday, Tiamo. Make a naughty wish, and it might just come true.
No thanks. I'm perfectly happy with how things are now.
Seriously, Mum. The old trick with the bewitched cake hasn't worked on either of us in 20 years.
Laugh while you can, because one day, when you least expect it, you will fall for it again.